It's Josh and I'm back again. It's one after another today, folks. It's one after another and the information is flowing. It's flowing like a river of truth, and I just wish I knew who was in charge of the river of truth. We just want the information, and I'm trying to disseminate the information the best as I understand it, because I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but nonetheless I'm able to put things into words where people do understand them, and that is a true talent, and that is one of my talents. And basically, we're going to get to it. I'm going to cut right to it right now. Tax situation. The tax solve. Forget what they're trying to do. And they got ideas, and we need to have ideas. We need to have big ideas. I have a big idea, okay? Back to the burden. 75, 25, 25, 75. 25% of the people are paying 75% of the taxes. 75% of the people are only paying 25% of tax. Okay. We want to keep that burden. I don't want to change the burden. The 99-1 movement, they want to change the burden. They don't want the poor to pay anything, okay? And that's, I shouldn't lump them all into one thing, because the bottom line is they aren't lumped into one category. There's actually organizations of nonprofit that obtain funds from rich people, like just super rich people, astronomically rich, that take countries down on a regular basis. Go talk to a king. Go and talk to the president. Just make a meeting. I'm going to buy your leftover jets, F-16s from the 90s, for $100,000 a piece. Yeah, that's cool. Sounds good to me. They never put that on the books, so by the way, all of our ex-military stuff, our jets and our ammo, what happens is we have expiration dates, so that gun's expired. It hasn't been distributed or fired in 10 years. Get rid of it. And then they sell those on the market, and whoever sells it, that money comes in, but guess what? That money doesn't offset on our budget sheet. Okay, that money isn't called an incoming liability, which is weird. And we don't have any incoming liabilities. For instance, our federal national budget is garnered. The cash is garnered from the citizens, and the budget is based on the cash that they get from the citizens. But there's no other incoming cash. The United States used to be the #1 patent holder in the world. We got cash coming in from that. We got cash coming in from arms sales. We got cash coming in from rebuilding other governments. But this cash doesn't help offset the tax money cash. That's another reason why they're able to go away in debt. They take in whatever it is per month, $300 million a month in taxes. I think that's the number. Correct me if I'm wrong if someone wants to. I think it's about 300 million. I might throw a B on that. Make it 300 billion. What's wrong with that? I might call it 3 billion. Let's do that. $3 billion a month. I don't know what it is. I just want to throw numbers around like they do. Nonetheless, there's a certain amount coming in per month in taxes. Now, our budget should be able to suffice doing that, but instead they don't, because they go way over and we don't know why they do it. I'd like to grab one of them on the arm and just, hey buddy, it's okay, just let me know why you did it. Oh, can you let me know how you did it? Can you let me know who told you to? Okay, what can you let me know? Just tell me what you can let me know. Oh, you can't let me know anything. As an American citizen, I'm not privy because I may react incorrectly. Everybody may react incorrectly. That's a problem. What do you want? I mean, what are they trying to do? Okay, let's get to it. I'm sorry. This has been going on long enough, folks. Okay, we're going back to the pre-Bush tax cuts. Before Bush cut the taxes on the wealthy, whatever that number was, and however that worked out, we're going to put that number in place. Okay? Taxes are going to be the same, just as they are for everybody right now, except for one thing. I've heard people talk about the postcard, where you got this little card and you mail it in and your taxes are figured out. No, it's not going to be that simple, Johnny. It's never going to be that simple, but we do need to make it simple. And I'd like to take the job. Pay me $40,000 a year, and I will cut the tax code in 1 year by myself, appropriately, in 1 year. And then go on from there. If I do a bad job, fire me. Actually, give me $20,000 for 6 months and see what I can do, and if you don't like what I have to say to finish off, fire me. Because I need a job. Everyone needs a job. But as far as the tax goes, in 75, 25, 25, 75, we've done that. Okay, here's the situation. Here's what we do. If you make under $100,000 per year, you pay no federal income tax. If you are a married couple and you make $200,000 per year, after your nonprofit deductions, after everything, after your child deductions, after your second business deduction, after all your deductions, your net taxable income, if your net taxable income is under $200,000 or under, you would pay no federal income tax. You would pay your Social Security, you would pay your Medicare, okay? You would pay your state income tax as normal. And your state tax, don't forget the state tax now. I live in Michigan, I'm going to use Michigan as an example. We pay 6% state tax here. Okay? So I'd pay the 6% Michigan state tax. I would pay the state income tax as well as Medicare and Social Security. Assuming I had a job, obviously. And, you know, I do have a film business, videography business. Yeah, chump change, you know, talk $2,000, $3,000 a year. And that's, you know, that's not even profit. I'm talking, I got zero profit every year, you know. And that's one thing big companies like PepsiCo, you know, Philip Morris, PepsiCo, Taco Bell, KFC, you know, those are all, Philip Morris is a parent company of tons of corporations, and Philip Morris uses the expenses of all their other subsidiary companies to help offset them. You know, a company like Pepsi could have, we'll call it, I'm going to guess here, $9 billion in sales, and then they'll profit $900 million, but $9 billion in sales. I mean, people are getting paid out, you know, there's money being paid out, there's expenses, we understand that. And I'm not mad at PepsiCo, I'm not mad at any big company. The only company I'm mad at is a company that is going to build up to $1 billion corporation and then decide they can make more money and move out of the country. Hey, I'm gone. And, you know, I don't understand that at all, and I don't know who those people are. And what I mean by that is I don't know who they are mentally, because there's something wrong mentally if you're actually willing to backstab. It's a straight up backstab. If you're a corporation in existence for 80 years, that's like knowing somebody for 80 years. So you know your employees for 80 years and then you backstab them and leave. That's wrong. Okay. This tax situation, we're back to it. I told you about the 100,000, 200,000 as married couple. But here's the kicker, and this is what they do not want. The real they would hate this. And this is what we got to start wanting and desiring and talking about with our friends and families. The first 100,000, if I make $138,000 in a year, 138, okay, we got the number? Everyone's got the number. I made 138,000, let's say, for example. The first 100 would be wiped out, and I would pay taxes on the $38,000 that I made at the current rate. No biggie. You know, tax at 30%, 27. I usually 26, 27%. I don't know how you guys do it out there. I don't know what tax bracket people are in, but usually whatever including Medicaid, Social Security, and federal and state taxes, I'm probably getting that's about 30% of my income. If I actually have a check coming from a corporation and the work hasn't happened in quite some time. Nonetheless, it's about 30%. Now here's the situation. If you're a married couple and your husband makes $120,000 and you make $40,000 on your side business, or your wife makes $140,000 and you make $30,000 on your side business, it's $170,000. After deductions of side business and everything, you're probably down to about taxable income about $110,000, $115,000. Well, as a married couple, you may have kids. That would also bring it down. You wouldn't pay any taxes. Let's say you make $240,000. You have 4 kids. You get the deductions down and you end up getting $204,000. Wow, $204,000. Well, maybe I just go ahead and donate that whole $4,000 to a charity so that I don't have to give the federal government anything. But no matter what, you would have to pay at the normal rate. And if you make $4,000 in a year, the tax rate is da-da-da-da-da, what it is, and you would file and pay taxes at the current rate on the $4,000. So, how does this affect like the top 1% or the top 25% of the rich people? Well, here's how it affects it. If I'm a professional athlete, and those guys aren't that rich, by the way. Believe me, they're not that rich. Some of them may have some wealth due to business relationships and endorsements and other corporations, but the actual salary isn't that exorbitant, especially compared to some of the CEOs. But let's say I make $2 million. Well, here's what happens. The first $100,000 is tax-free. And then I would pay taxes on $1.9 million at the current tax rate. On top of that, there would be a 3% federal flat tax. 3%! 3 cents on every dollar nationwide. Illinois, Michigan, I live in Michigan, 6 cents on the dollar. So now I'd pay 9 cents on every purchase. But as someone making under 100 grand, I wouldn't pay any other federal income tax. Nothing. But the Social Security and the Medicare would remain the same. They're trying to get rid of those programs, saying that they can't do it. The they again is trying to make money. In the end, the they is going to come out on top with the current plan. Don't be duped. Son of a dog, I'm coming back at you.